revitalizing the spirit, restoring our community. Urban Family Talk.
You have another portion of the I Have a Dream speech, and you know, most of us who are younger, we may only know many of these speeches in bits and pieces and sound bites, maybe not having read the entirety of the speech. But a quote in Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech early on, he says, quote, "But there is something that I must say to my people who stand on the warm threshold which leads to the palace of justice. In the process of gaining our rightful place, we must not be guilty of wrongful deeds." Man, is that not lost today? When was the last time you heard that part played as a part of a Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech? I'm going to read it again. "But there is something, quote, there is something I must say to my people who stand on the warm threshold which leads into the palace of justice." So he's saying that we're standing on the door that leads to the palace of justice. In the process of gaining our rightful place, we must not be guilty of wrongful deeds. Let us not seek to satisfy our thirst for freedom by drinking from the cup of bitterness and hatred. Back then, Dr. King saw feeding on the cup of bitterness and hatred as being an impediment to accessing the type of freedom we need. We, and I don't expect unbelievers to understand this, but we who are members of the body of Christ, we have to be able to distinguish righteous indignation from seething hatred and bitterness. Those things are completely different. They respond differently. Their impetuses are different. And those of us in the body of Christ, we must be able to recognize the difference between those two.
Truth. We're about wisdom. We're about empowerment. Urban Family Talk.